The Bismarck Demons, now 12-12 on the year, go at Natalie Bruner, who scored 19 in the game against Mandan, the loss yesterday. She is a sophomore at a guard. Ann Malum, a senior at 5'6" at the guard position. Forwards, Rochelle Gossett. Gossett, a junior, second leading scorer and leading rebounder for the Demons this year. Stacy Meese, who missed the first 12 games because of a torn ACL. She is back in the starting lineup. She is a junior. And Lindsay Ness, who we talked about, the 5'11" sophomore. They will start for the head coach, Rich Hovland, in his 6th year at Bismarck High. Again, the Demons, 12-12.
For the Century Patriots, at one guard, Missy Steidler, a 5'6" senior. Century, the most veteran, the most senior dominated of the 8 teams that came to the state tournament this year. The other guard, another senior, also 5'6", is Nikki Payton. On the front line, Natalie Kirchhoffner, a 5'10" senior forward. Also on the front line, we talked about her just a minute ago, Jamie Hughes, a 6-foot senior. And the 5th Century Patriot in the starting lineup, Jessica Brenzel, a 5'10" senior. Brenzel had 20 in the opening round on Thursday. The Patriots coached by Dean Striley in his 4th year. Century and Bismarck High played for 3rd place. Coming up next, this is championship night. And you're watching the Girls State A on the North Dakota NBC Sports Network.
Welcome back to Jamestown, the final night of Class A basketball. Of course, the State B tournament will be coming your way across this very NBC station next week. First things first, though, we have a 3rd place contest just getting set to tip off. And our championship game tonight, West Fargo and Mandan. It's the Patriots and the Demons. Century 17-7, Bismarck 12-12. Bismarck really, Dan, the story, along with St. Mary's, coming out of that West Region tournament last week. You know, Bismarck all season long really kind of struggled to put a string of wins together, yet the Demons were always in games. The longest winning streak, I believe, this year was 3 for Bismarck High, and it happened twice.
Well, not only did the Demons have a tough time putting a string of wins together, they had a difficult time putting a string of a consistent lineup onto the floor because of some injuries, as we talked about Stacy Meese with the basketball right there, having come back rather quickly from an ACL injury. So it's been kind of a patchwork lineup all season long for the Demons.
And Malum scores on the first shot of the 3rd quarter, or the 3rd place game, excuse me, and I guess if it's 3rd place game, it should be a 3, right?
Good thing it's not the 3rd quarter. That'd be a tough game, 0-0 starting the 3rd quarter.
Oh, but what a defensive battle they'd have been talking about for centuries. Lindsay Ness picks up the first foul of the game underneath. And Jessica Brenzel goes to the free throw line to shoot 2. This tournament has been night and day for that girl,
hasn't it? 20 points back on Thursday, 6 rebounds, but then struggled yesterday in the semifinal game. Had 2 points against West Fargo, and the Packers really I don't want to say they let Jamie Hughes go to work offensively. Hughes had such a big game in the offensive end, but they did a good job on Brenzel, and she wasn't a factor offensively for Century yesterday.
Yeah, in Class A basketball, rarely does one person beat an entire team. And Hughes, as you mentioned, was the one person who was phenomenal, but they couldn't use that to beat West Fargo. West Fargo was absolutely brilliant in the win over Century yesterday. Century back in a 1-2-2 or 3-2 type zone. Bruner slicing down the left side of the lane. Natalie Bruner creating as she does so well. She had 19 points yesterday, 7 of those from the free throw line, but in the open court, she is dangerous. That's Natalie Kirchhoffner to Jamie Hughes. And Brenzel tried to fire the pass right back down to pay for Steidler. They were both kind of in that same area. A good look at Rich Hovland, native of Rugby, went to Valley City State. 16 years in coaching, 6 years at Bismarck High.
Well, if in fact, as we have labeled this a coming out party for Lindsay Ness, I think the same could be said of Natalie Bruner. Bruner, even though she has logged more starting time in this season, her sophomore season, like Ness, Also young, and the cornerstone of Bismarck over the next 2 years is built with Natalie Bruner and Lindsay Ness. Both sophomores, and both have played fairly well in the state tournament. And Bruner, in her first start as a varsity player, scored 31 points.
And Brenzel. So Jessica Brenzel has all 3 of Century's points. Still down by 2. Yeah, that must have been something. Your first varsity start as a sophomore, and you pumped in 31. Looks like Bismarck's still in kind of a feeling out process against this Century zone. And make no mistake about it, Century prefers the zone defense. That is, I guess, the bread and butter, if you want to use that terminology, is what the Patriots like. Ness will fire up from about 17. She needed to be about a half a step back further. Kirchhoffner was there to corral it.
She wasn't quite at her range. A little inside her range there.
Turnaround jumper. And I tell you, after watching Jamie Hughes yesterday, you just expect everything to go in because she was hitting them all over the place. Bismarck on the move. Pull-up jumper. Bruner. High-arching shot. Nothing but net.
That's, I think, one of the areas of her game that I've been most impressed with over the last 3 days is her ability to shoot off the dribble.
The other thing about Bruner, who just hit that shot, too, you don't realize about someone who's 5'6" and a sophomore. She's the second leading rebounder coming into this tournament for Bismarck High. So the Demons working off a turnover and a 4-point lead. Gossett down low. She scores it, and it's up to 6 just like that. Rochelle Gossett. You know, Century a little flat on the offensive side, Dan, and I wonder if that may have a little something to do with this being a senior-dominated team. 5 senior starters. Jessie Miller, a senior that comes off the bench. And in your senior year, when you point so much to get to that state championship game, and it doesn't happen.
Shields instant replay as the Patriots look to get Brenzel in the motion and in the offensive end, fouled as she made her way to the basket.
Brenzel, 10 points, 5.5 rebounds a game, leads the team in assists. Almost rolled. You saw from basket cam there as it hung up for a little bit. Lacey DeWall, number 43, is a sophomore at 5'10", another one of those young Bismarck players. And speaking of that, Jenny Saylor, who is a junior, she'll be back at 5'10". She wears number 21. Brenzel's second off the mark. And Natalie Kirchhoffner, I believe, is called for the foul. There's a look at Natalie. She's a 5'10" senior. That's her first.
First personal, team foul.
And Bismarck has hopped ahead to an early 6-point lead. That's midway, just about midway through quarter number 1 here in our third place contest. Bismarck High against Century.
Bismarck High got to the TV round, got to the night bracket with quite a comeback in the opening round Thursday against Fargo North, down 36-25 to the Spartans, and went on to win that game 45-40.
Bruner with 6 now, 6 of her team's 11.
And she's had a great tournament. 10 on Thursday. She came back with 19 yesterday. 6 already in the game here in the first quarter.
Also defensively, too, for Bruner, as Pate had the rebound. And then Bruner fouls Steidler. Timeout on the floor. First timeout will be ours, and it is 11-3. Bismarck High leading Century.
It's National Ford Truck season, and things are getting a little crazy.
If I had the money, tell you what I'd do.
I got a great truck season deal on this 99 Ranger Super Cab 4x4. Hey, it's built right here in St. Paul, so it's tough. For $199 a month, I got a powerful V6 automatic transmission.
It's a great opportunity. We worked all season long for this. You know, every day at practice we work hard, and it's a great opportunity to know that all of our hard work at practice during the summer at Open Gym is finally paying off to get to play in the state championship game.
One of the sophomores, Kristen Davidson, will be in uniform and in the starting lineup for West Fargo a little bit later. And I think it was very fitting that she talked about practice and hard work, Dan, because she wouldn't come in the house until she got her 100 shots in.
That's right. She attended one of Colette Folsted's basketball camps back when she was in 3rd grade. And one of the things that Coach Folsted told those campers was, if you shoot 100 shots a day, you'll become a good shooter. Since that day on, Krista Davidson has shot 100 shots a game, even if it meant dinner call was a little bit late from her mom.
Well, coming out of the first break in the action, Century trying to get things going offensively. Steidler does it. Missy Steidler from the left baseline. She had 2 yesterday, 5 the day before, and her first 2, the senior guard. Very good shooter, has 23 pointers on the year. In and out, no good for DeWall. Bismarck, man-to-man defense. Hughes just flips her wrist.
You know what was so impressive about Hughes' effort last night was that she scored in so many different fashions. Inside of the low blocks, outside, on the perimeter, off the dribble. I mean, it was a total package on the break, total package last night from Jamie Hughes.
Long 3-point attempt from Stacy did not go. And Bruner ties up Kate. Arrow going to Bismarck, so we'll stay on this half of the floor.
Natalie Bruner right there.
Boy, coming out hot once again. So bright future for that young gal. Malum is back in. This will be our first look at Jessie Miller. 0-0.
And just to show you how senior dominated Century is, the 2 players that just checked in, Beth Pickett and also Jessie Miller, both seniors. So the top 7.
Saylor up and in. Boy, Bismarck is shooting lights out. 13-7, Demons lead. Kirchhoffner for 3.
Might have been tipped a little bit.
I think it looked like it might have.
Yeah.
I think it looked like it might have. Boy, I was real decisive on that one.
Don't commit yourself.
Yeah, sorry, Dan. Really backed you up well on that one. Under 2 minutes in the quarter. Steidler backing down Malum. Hughes scored that way yesterday too with 3-pointers. And it goes off of Buhner. 22nd timeout asked for by Dean Striley. Look at the Bismarck High bench. Talk about teams, though, that you'll see tonight in the 90s, teams that are very used to making the state tournament. Century has been, it's the 6th tournament in the 90s for Century, 16th overall. It's the 5th time Bismarck High has made it in the 90s, 13th time overall. Tonight, West Fargo in its 8th overall appearance, but the 6th in the 90s. And Mandan, 8 times has made it to the state tournament in the 90s and 11 overall.
Well, and to think that tonight will be Mandan's 4th consecutive appearance in the state title game. What a run Greg Amundsen and the Braves have been on lately.
Good diagonal pass over to Bruner, and she just creates space for herself with a head and shoulder fake. 8 for the sophomore, Natalie Bruner. Perfect job there of using a head and shoulder fake to get some space and a shot off. That was textbook.
And a great defensive play there.
Boy. Wow. Right now, it would be easy for Dan and I to select an American Dairy Association player of the game, wouldn't it?
I guess so. Yeah, the early candidate.
And the lead
certainly
is
be Natalie Bruner.
The lead is double digits now for Bismarck. 45 seconds left in the first quarter.
They just
there she is. I think she's thirsty for some milk.
Have we ever given that award out at the end of the first quarter, Lee?
No, but we can hedge our bet. You know why we can hedge our bet? Because we're the ones that pick it. There you go. And the foul was on Pickett.
Wow. That may be the most natural segue that I've heard in a long time. Bruner, as we told you, in her first start of the season, it came against Shanley in the 3rd game of the East-West Classic. She scored 31. And yeah, that pretty much convinced Rich Hovland that, you know, we should maybe have her in the starting lineup.
Jamie Hughes sits down for the first time in the game, and Brenzel goes back in. Bruner 7 of 8 yesterday from the free throw line, 2 of 3 the day before. So in this tournament, she has shot far better from the free throw line than her season average. So crunch time, you like to see that happen. I don't think player as well.
You know, I don't think Bismarck has missed more than 2 shots this quarter, Lee, as I think back to their shot selection.
Dan, I think you're right.
There you go, Lee.
There, I'm backing you up with more conviction. Gossett went for the steal, and Pickett walked. Bismarck playing pretty good help defense, too.
Very good help defense, and they've been real aggressive in the defensive end, real loose. I mean, Bismarck has been the much looser and more fluid of the 2 teams in the first 8 minutes.
And really, this first quarter, I think, is kind of a reflection of a young team, you know, using this game to build itself up for next year, and a senior team that has started kind of deflated off of a semifinal loss. And it's been that way. 18-7, Bismarck out big over Century in quarter number 1. This is the 3rd place game. You're watching State A coverage on your NBC station as Natalie Bruner takes us out.
Dodge Ram.
Good luck down there and have a good time. Thanks a lot. Guys, back to you.
Boy, and that's a great band. Wow, can they blare it out.
And what a great opportunity. The Orange Bowl is actually going to be played, I believe, this year in the Orange Bowl. They're moving it back.
That's right, from Joe Robbie Stadium.
Because the Dolphins wouldn't guarantee that they would move a potential playoff game.
Now, Dave has asked neither you or me to go along with them on that trip yet, has he?
Yes.
Yes,
Yeah.
right.
I anticipate it coming before the night is through.
I'm sure after that interview he will.
I mean, what are you doing around the first of the year? Watching football? Well, that's what I'll be doing, watching football. We might as well watch it from the source.
Might as well be there.
Early stages, quarter number 2. That is another steal for Bismarck. Bismarck's defense has been awesome. Gossett on the jump stop, but she got herself a little bit too far underneath the bucket.
Well, their defense has been good. That's their 5th steal. Their shooting, pretty good, too. They only missed 4 shots in that first quarter. 7 of 10, 2-shot field goals, 1 of 2 from 3-point line.
Nice save by Kirchhocker, but Gossett is there. Bismarck up by 11 and looking to build on it, and Saylor does just that. So Jenny Saylor has 6 points coming off the bench. That is already exceeding her normal average. A little over 5 a game. She's up to 6.
Back to another 9-0 run for Bismarck High. Century got it within 11-7 at one point, and the last 9 have gone to Bismarck.
Well, Gossett tried to step around Hughes, but the pass was quick enough, and Jamie Hughes is the recipient of that. Pretty good 2-person game. Shot from the corner was deflected, I believe. Dan, do you think it was?
I don't want to speculate, Lee. You know, that battle for that loose ball right there, that's kind of typical of Bismarck High. They're such a short basketball team, 5'4", 5'6", 5'6". You couldn't really call them rebounders, more battlers. They're just plain old battlers when you got a team of that height. They try to keep the balls alive and scrap for what they can underneath the boards.
Lindsay Ness back in and back down in the low box. You see here number 55 on the right side of the screen there for a moment. On the drive, Malum back to Saylor. Stacy Meese is asking for it on the left side. Stolen away on the reach in by Brenzel. Spinning move and a foul on the spin on her reach against Meese. Stacy's first.
You get a good look there at Stacy Meese, and she is a big reason why Bismarck was able to get to the night bracket. Back in that game on Thursday, the come from behind victory over North, she scored all 10 of her points in the fourth quarter.
Absolutely brilliant she was in that stretch, and you had already talked about that comeback. Lob pass, high-low, and it works. Brenzel scores. Jamie Hughes, all the advantage of being able to do things like that. A high-low game I really like that attack on an offensive standpoint. Can't really contest the pass. Stepping into the passing lane, though, is Steidler. On the run, flips it to Kirchhoffner. Natalie could not control the ball. Bruner checks in as we will check out for this timeout. It's 4:49 left in the second. Bismarck leading.
Get ready to taste life for the first time, people. Watch out now.
We got our 4th year now in the state title. First year we won it since I was on the team, so it's kind of a big deal to us to win it because we're seniors now, and we have 6 of them on a team, and it's really big for them and be exciting.
Oh yeah, it is exciting. She will be excited. That was Shauna Emel, Mandan High, who's playing West Fargo for the state championship a little bit later. And Shauna, really kind of the forgotten senior among that starting crew.
Yeah, when you think of the seniors on Mandan High, the 2 people that you immediately think of are Mary Parazol and Cheryl Kotzer. But there's also Shauna Emel.
Here come the Patriots on offense again. No, they're not. That is steal number 4 for Bruner. 4 steals in 12 minutes. That's a good average. And now she'll try to add to her point total, and does. You know, Bruner's shot, when it's in the air, it just looks like it's going to go in because it has such a soft, nice delivery.
She was 4 of 4 shooting in the first quarter.
Well, she's 5 of 5 now, I believe, then, and 11 points. Half of Bismarck High's point total. Hughes didn't get that to roll, and Ness comes away with it. Saylor will now wait for her teammates. The wall behind the line. Bruner aboard. Whoa. Stacy lets Casper tree. And Pate will bring it in. Nikki Pate, the number 14, we haven't heard a lot from her in this tournament, but throughout the year, as far as doing the intangibles, leads a century in assists and steals. Century will get another chance. And they'll go back in with this chance. Around a triple team, Ness came over and blocked it away off the hand of Brenzel.
Good help defense that time by Bismarck High.
Ness had 3 blocks in the game yesterday.
And DeWall helped out there defensively.
And Ness, who got the block, receives points on the other end. And it's a 13-point Bismarck lead.
Boy, Rich Hovland's got to be so happy the way his team is playing. A young team.
Ness with the steal. Well, we talked about Bruner's steals. I think Lindsay had 3 steals yesterday as well. And a steal on the other end. Will Steidler get some help? No. Bismarck reached in, took it away. This is kind of like a tennis match on a basketball floor. A couple of forehands back and forth.
Shields instant replay. Jenny Saylor had one idea. She had some players flanking her on either side, but she took it right through the 2 defenders to the basket.
And Saylor will go to the free throw line to shoot 2. Foul was on Hughes, Jamie's first. On the year, Jenny very good from the line, 74%. And she has 7 points in this game.
Hey, there have been some super subs in this tournament, Lee. Super sub, Jenny Saylor. Super sub, Amy Fries. Super sub, Heidi Hansen. Hansen from West Fargo. Fries from Mandan.
Frenzel from Mandan.
Yep.
And 8 points in the game for Saylor as she will come out after she made that bucket and be replaced by Ann Malum. Will break away, and you see the score there. It has belonged to Bismarck. It's the 3rd place contest in the State A.
The transition game, the game last night against the Demons, it was just all transition. There didn't seem to be much half-court offense at all. And we have to work on, breaking their press, and I think we'll be all right.
Boy, breaking the press. That's the one thing that every team that has played Mandan this year talks about, huh?
That was West Fargo's Meg Hawley talking about that. And there you see Meg relaxing in the stands, listening to a few tunes. Or maybe an inspirational tape, huh?
Maybe a book on tape.
Good day. Possibilities are limitless in this day of audio media.
We could be here all night running down those possibilities. Maybe we should go this way instead. And this way is Meese on the drive back out to DeWall. This time she's cut off.
A good recognition there. I mean, she didn't force it. She went to the baseline and felt that Century was getting some good help on her.
I think Gossett traveled as she made the move to her left.
Beth Johnson in the game for the Demons.
Beth Johnson is a junior. But I guess anybody for Bismarck High who comes in this game will be an underclassman.
That with the exception of Malum.
Malum,
the lone senior in the top 9 actually for Bismarck High.
Johnson, number 33, out there defensively, a 5'6" junior. Steidler, 4'3", and Missy hits her 21st three-pointer of the year.
It's almost like a double pump. Did you see the release on that? She kind of cocks it and then lets it go.
Closing seconds of the half.
Well, Century's got it almost to that, that point where you want to get it if you've been facing a big deficit, that 10 or that 8-point mark. They've scored the last 5. They were down 26-11, and they got it back to 10 now.
Yeah, out of that timeout, Jesse Miller hit a bucket, then Steidler hit that 3.
Well, they're hawking it up defensively this time down the court too, aren't they?
Little too much hawk right there out of Becky Junt. Becky's first, 5'7" junior.
First personal, 4th team foul.
And Century, in the person of Beth Hogue, a junior number 4. Century has fouls to give. That's why they're not giving Bismarck a chance to set up anything. You foul, you take another second or so off the clock. And Meese has a chance, and it doesn't go, but what a nice first half for Bismarck High. 26-16, a 10-point lead. It was 11 after the first quarter. Natalie Bruner with 11 of the 26, and Jenny Saylor off the bench with 8 of the Demons' 26.
They're playing relaxed, aren't they? And smooth.
Scott is on the floor with more.
All right, thanks, guys. I'm with Bismarck High head coach Rich Hovland, and Dan said it best. You guys really seem to be relaxed out here tonight.
We do. We're playing at a nice tempo offensively and still playing pretty aggressive defensively. And a key for us all year has been the rebound situation, and we're doing a nice job on the board, so we're pretty pleased with the first half.
You got a 10-point lead. Do you stick with the same game plan, or you change anything at half?
Boy, I think I'd be crazy to change what we did the first half. We'd like to duplicate it, but we know what happened last night, and so we want to come out and get after it right away early in the second half and try to see if we can play 2 halves, I guess.
All right, sounds good. Thanks a lot for joining us. Good luck in the second half, Rich. Guys, back to you.
All right, Farmers Union Insurance halftime report comes your way next. That's the score of the third place game. Stay with us as continuing coverage of the State A comes your way from Jamestown.
A couple easy turnovers, easy baskets that gets us going, gets us pumped up and, wanting to play better defense and offense just comes,
Yes, indeed. Defense brings offense for Mary Perzo. The Mandan senior, the leading scorer, Class A-wise, in the state of North Dakota this year at over 21 a game. There's the Mandan Braves. Cheryl Kotzik looked like talking with Amanda Dietrich. There in the center of the screen, Amanda, a freshman at Northern State, of course, played a big part in the 3 previous state championship games for Mandan High. First half numbers.
Well, the shooting percentages are good by both teams, but the big difference is the number of opportunities. Bismarck shooting 52% on 21 attempts, and Century in the first half getting just 15 attempts, which is not a lot of opportunities, Lee.
No, it's not, especially when Well, you figure that a little bit bigger inside Century is. They have that 2 rebound edge, but you figure there might be some of those, you know, coming on an offensive glass or something like that. But the bottom column is the big column so far. That means Bismarck's playing defense at +7 in the turnovers.
Individually, at the half, Brenzel and Steidler with 5 each for Century. And the super soft Natalie Bruner leading Bismarck High with 11. And Saylor coming off the bench was perfect in the first half. 3 of 3 from the field, a couple free throws for 8 points for Jenny Saylor.
And Tom is on the floor. Go ahead, Tom.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Century head coach Dean Striley joins me now. Coach, just not a lot of field goal attempts in the first half and a few turnovers. You just really couldn't get anything going.
Yeah, we were a little bit impatient, I think. We wanted to go inside, and we weren't real patient. We'd get it inside, and then we'd they're double teaming us real well, and we wouldn't kick it out when we should. So we just have to be a little patient, know who's guarding us. If they're guarding us, we got to kick it out for the open shot. If not, we got to go back inside and let our posts do some work.
A veteran team, what did you tell them at halftime?
Do what we've been doing all year, and let's get our act together.
All right, Coach Striley, good luck in the second half.
Thank you.
Let's go back to Dan Lee.
She averages a lot of points a game, and we're just going to have to keep her down and concentrate on the other players, too, because they have a lot of good players on the team.
Amanda Kranz of West Fargo talking about the gal we heard from before the break, Mary Parizeau, the odds-on favorite for Miss Basketball, which will be announced next week at the State B. But yes, indeed, when you talk Mandan, you have to talk Mary Parizeau, huh, Dan?
I guess so. And what she has helped Mandan do over the last 5 years is just amazing. 113 wins and 11 losses in Mary Parizeau's 5 years in varsity basketball.
Yeah, that's overall, and in games that Parizeau started, Mandan has won 82, lost 7.
Wow.
That's the matchup for the state championship game that's coming your way a little bit later tonight. Number 1 West Fargo against number 2 rated Mandan.
Well, I think we'll see Century try to re-establish Hughes and Brenzel inside here to get its offense on track in the third quarter.
And the one thing Bismarck is hoping to avoid is what happened yesterday. If you were with us yesterday as Jamie Hughes turns and hits a jumper, Hughes was 6. It was a tale of 2 halves. Bismarck led Mandan at halftime yesterday. Mandan had the big third quarter. Century wants the big third quarter here tonight. Bruner, baseline, high arching shot. Look at how soft that is. I mean, just the rim just nestled it on in. Impressive is the word to describe Bruner.
13 points in the game, 6 of 7 from the field for Bruner.
You know, her shot doesn't have a lot of rotation on it, but it just looks...
It's a lazy-looking shot is what it is. When it's airborne, it's lazy-looking.
And it looks like it's going to go in. Yeah. Looks comfortable. Just how lazy you are maybe watching a football game. You just look so comfortable.
That's
you know?
right.
You're settling in to watch the game. Well, I think that's her shots that way. Just so you can tell, it's just settling into the rim.
Lazy in the air, settling into the rim. Ooh, nice spin move.
Steidler back. Brenzel. Jessica's 7th point of the game.
Set up so beautifully, though, by the wonderful spin move by Steidler.
Brenzel now with 7.
First 2 buckets for Century the third quarter. 1 from Hughes, 1 from Brenzel.
Exactly what you were talking about.
Just what Dean Striley's looking for.
One, 2-2, Century's zone. Gossett. One-on-one, a little hard off the glass, and there is Ness. No good there. But Ness on the boards coming into this game. 16 rebounds. She had 11 rebounds in the win over North. Lindsay Ness did. Well, the lead is single digits. And a held ball as Kirchhoffner came down low. Century has the benefit of the arrow, alternating possession, which however many years ago that was put in, or Bismarck, excuse me, has the alternating possession, but the point remains whenever they came up with that rule, it was brilliant.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Didn't need all those jump balls. Last time down the court, Hughes did a good job of recognizing that after the ball was thrown into her, she kicked it back out. There's the high-low again.
And Jamie Hughes was the low. Brenzel was up high. 8 points now for Hughes. The lead 6. very reminiscent for Bismarck of what happened yesterday, albeit not quite the explosive run that Mandan went on, but nonetheless, Century owning the early stages of the quarter number 3.
First personal, first team foul.
Good look at Dean Striley there in his 4th year at Century. Boy, Bismarck has open middle there. That's where Ness tried to drive, and she did, and got the ball to Ness, who will go to the line now.
Shields instant replay. Stacy Meese puts it on the floor. And a beautiful bounce pass around the defender, Jamie Hughes.
Brenzel called for the foul. That is her first. Ness, first trip to the line. You know, she is listed at 5'11". And we asked Rich Hovland the other day, how tall is she? And she goes, and yeah, he said, I don't know, we never measured her. She's got to be taller than 5'11". Timeout on the floor, 5:04 left in the 3rd. You see the score, the Demons lead.
A shoulder to lean on, friends wise and warm.
Find security for your home and peace of mind for you and your family with Farmers Union Mutual Insurance of North.
Strong, and we've both matured from our first games, and we met earlier in the season. I think our team we have matured a lot more as a team from them, and they probably have too. So we'll see what happens now.
Cheryl Kotzik, there she is, talking about their 4th straight state championship game that she will be playing in. And West Fargo is the opponent. The 2 teams met in game 11. It's a game that West Fargo dominated.
And she was just reflecting on there from that point on how Mandan really has matured as a team, because West Fargo defeated Mandan in the regular season 70-54.
And Coach Amundsen says that game was such a huge learning tool, because Mandan as a team realized what it needed to work on,
especially defensively.
Here's Saylor, who had that super first half, and she comes in and has a chance to produce more points from the line.
Don't you think the Bismarck guards and overall their perimeter people have been really good in this tournament as far as attacking the basket? I mean, putting the ball on the floor and penetrating and creating some things there?
Yeah, very much so. I mean, there's no secret that Bismarck's not the tallest team in the world. So what do? You get aggressive. You create things, and creating things, the best way to do that is driving to the bucket. That, by the way, is the first shot that Jenny has missed in this game. 3 for 3 from the field, and was 2 for 2 from the line before that. The lead is 8 for Bismarck. Century in the white has the basketball. You know, 3rd place game you're watching right now. Hughes had to go in and out, but make no mistake, we call this championship night for a reason. The next game is why we're here.
West Fargo, the East Region Tournament champion, the EDC regular season champion. Mandan, the WDA regular season champion, the West Region champion. Mandan, #1 to begin the season until it's lost to West Fargo, which then replaced Mandan and has been #1 since. Mandan's been #2 since. What more could you want? #1 and #2 in the state title game.
Kirchhoffner has picked up 2 quick fouls. She has 3 now. Century has 5 fouls already in this quarter.
Well, that middle again, though, is wide open. In the middle of that Century defense.
Well, Bismarck's gotten in there a couple different ways. One on penetration. Saylor, the last time she had the ball, and looked like that's kind of what she was trying to do there, as Steidler has called for her first personal foul. Timeout on the floor. 3:45 left in the 3rd. It's an 8-point Bismarck lead.
If we got through the season, then now it's not too much of a surprise, but if we would have said this at the beginning of the year, it would have been just weird for us.
Boy, talk about success. Yes, indeed. 21 straight wins for West Fargo.
Maggie Osmond talking about that at the beginning of the year. If you would have told them they'd be riding a 21-game winning streak into the state title game, They probably would have been a little bit surprised had you told them that on August 15th.
Steidler scores after Bruner did on the other end. In fact, the team in the white was the last team to beat West Fargo in Game 3 by 1 point. That is Century.
August 29th.
In fact, Century, the only team in Class A this year to beat Mandan and West Fargo.
That's right. In fact, it might be kind of fun between games to get Dean Striley's perspective on the title game, having played West Fargo twice and Mandan three times.
The win came in the last meeting of the regular season, and then Mandan turned around and beat Century for the West Region title. Neese called for the foul. Stacy's second.
Lee and I will be awarding the American Dairy Association Player of the Game after this game.
I know who I'm voting for right now.
I don't want to be influenced by your vote.
Oh no,
so please keep it to yourself.
Never do that. Never do that. You could not be influenced anyway.
There'll be no early projections here.
But the gal who just got her 5th steal might be a good one to think about.
See, now that was a subliminal appeal on your part.
Yeah, boy, 5 steals now, 15 points for Natalie Bruner. Steidler has all kinds of room to work out top. That penetration opened up the shot from Drenzel, and Pape knocked it away and out. There's Bruner, the gal we're talking about. She, behind Mary Perzo, the second leading scorer on the average coming into the state tournament at 14.5 a game. Perzo at over 21 was head and shoulders above everyone. There's Malum with a walk. Dean Striley, the big guy in the middle, 2 assistants flanking. Denny Jacobs on his left, our right, longtime head coach for Century. Kirchhoffner up for 3. And D-Wall, and Pape in there, neither wanting to relinquish control. We're flanking each other there for that rebound. And now Kirchhoffner will bring it in. Steidler up for 3. He hit one of those earlier. Brenzel flying down and sending Bruner down to the floor. That is a mismatch, size-wise. Yeah. And it's not really that Jessica did anything wrong in the Shields Instant Replay. She's just so much bigger.
And watch Natalie Bruner here. She takes the brunt of Jessica Brenzel and went tumbling out of bounds. And she'll get a trip to the free throw line. She's trying to catch her breath back on the way to the other end of the court.
Century already in the bonus. Bismarck has just 1 foul. 16 in the game now for Bruner. So that's 6 extra chances now that Bismarck will have to score that Century won't because of foul situations. That's time remaining in the 3rd. Top of the key, Hughes. Up to Pape. And the lone senior for Bismarck with the rebound. Boy, why not? Shoot it. Oh, yeah. I thought it was down.
Sure looked like it. Give her 1 point for that.
Brenzel asking inside. She has it now. Draws a triple team and finds the open player. Good look there by Brenzel. 9 in the game now for Missy Steidler. Boy, I really like to see that. Good passing is fun to watch.
Bismarck, I'm sure, will be happy with the last shot of the quarter here with a 7-point lead. Under 10 now.
Sailor driving. Out, Bruner, 4-3. Bang! Try for a 4-point play. Oh, the Demon bench just erupted after that one went in.
With 1.5 seconds remaining in the quarter, rather.
14, Nikki King, her second personal foul. 18.
She bit the dust again, but she'll gladly take it for a possible 4-point play.
This will be her 20th point if it goes in. Look at the big smile on her face. Rebound, Malum, and it wouldn't have counted had it gone, but the lead is 10 after 3 for Bismarck. The Demons continue to play very, very well.
Canola growers, follow the road to...
Back to you. I got to get out of here.
Now, Scott, do you think those guys would actually admit to who they are?
That's why they're disguised so well.
Okay. Boy, is that tape going to be worth some money in the next few years. Oh, man.
He's just hit the first field goal for Bismarck other than Natalie Bruner in the second half. That is interesting.
Yeah, I would have liked to have been part of the roundtable discussion that would have led to that decision for them to do that.
But you'd have been all for it if you were there for them to do that, right? Foul on Malum. That'll put Kirchhoffner to the line. Natalie playing her final game in a Century uniform.
Coming up between our third place game and the championship game tonight, we will recap 2 more state football championships that were won today. Watford City and West Fargo. We'll also recap UND's 14-9 loss to Northern Colorado in a very important college football game today with playoff ramifications.
That wasn't decided till the final seconds, final drive. 1 of 2 is Kirchhoffner, her first points. Make it 11-point edge for the team with the ball. Meese on the drive. It didn't go. Kirchhoffner with the board and a reach-in foul on Ness, her third.
Foul number 55, Lindsay Ness, third personal, third team foul.
Have you looked at Bruner's shooting stats there?
Yeah, I'm just looking
at that.
I'm looking at her line. 7 of 9 field goals, 19 points, 5 rebounds, 6 steals, and an assist. That's got milk written all over it.
A few extra steps there for Jenny. But again, we're not hedging our bet.
Not at all.
We won't find out till after the game.
That's right.
Our American Dairy Association player of the game.
Certainly, it's just for now, pointing out the statistics
of one of the candidates.
That's right. One of many.
Jessie Miller will go to the free throw line because she was fouled by Jenny Sailor. Jessie Miller, a senior, scored a bucket back in the second quarter.
Foul number 21, Jenny Sailor.
5 points in yesterday's game against West Fargo.
Miller shooting 2.
Century has won a state championship in girls basketball back in 1990. 2-point win over St. Mary's that year. Bismarck High also, as Miller gets it back, has won state championship back in 91. And Miller will go right back to the free throw line. Dewald, the gal who picked up the foul. Rich Hovland likes the catcher stance for the game.
Look at the sparkles around Jessie Miller's eyes. See that? The glitter? That glitter's a big thing now, isn't it? I mean, even my daughter likes that. You get the little glitter glue. It looks like maybe chapstick or lipstick, and you get glitter glue and you just put it all over your face.
How long does it stay on there?
Quite a while. Until you wash or shower, I would imagine. Seems to have some pretty good bonding.
I'll take your word for it. If you have a daughter, you would know those things. I have 2 cats. We don't let them shop.
No, but they take baths in your bathtub.
Yeah, one of them does, but that's a whole different story. We have 1 cat that's weird. Kirchhoffner up for 3, little short. Ness rebound, and she fought her way out of there, out of a double team. Here comes Bismarck on the run. Malum in the corner. Meese on the baseline. Floats one up and in. On the move, Stacey Meese. 4 in the game for Meese. The lead is 11 for Bismarck. Steidler. And she's been able to do kind of back down the point. Pass tipped away. DeWald is there with it. Well, Bismarck continues to play pretty good defense. I think they can hang their hat for a long time on the both ends of the floor in this game. Good one to build on for next year, as Ness will go to the line after the foul.
Shields instant replay. That middle of the Century defense open for that original field goal opportunity, and then just Lindsay Ness, the 5'11" sophomore, working on the offensive boards. Again, one of the cornerstones of Bismarck High for the next 2 years, Ness and Bruner.
3 straight from the line for Lindsay. Beth Pickett back in for Century, replacing Kirchhoffner. Demons also made some substitutions here. Bruner came back in. And Gossett came back in. Second free throw is good. And we will come right back with more. The 3rd place game with Century trailing Bismarck.
Well, if I had money.
They're a very good team. We're going to have to play a lot of hard defense and execute on our offense and just come together as a team like we have been in the past 3 months.
Kylie Newstall talking about West Fargo. She is a guard for Mandan High, number 1 against number 2. That's the state championship game. Look at Mike Kramer. He's got the ball. It's like, oh, game over. My ball, I'm going home.
Glad I can do my job with one hand. Be the ball boy with the other hand.
And I know we're going to have an opportunity to talk about it, and you'll have an opportunity to watch it coming up later. But boy, I'm looking forward to that title game. Greg Amundsen said today, I think this one has a chance to go right to the wire.
And he's been very much a soothsayer when it comes to predictions of title games the last couple of years. He's predicted close title games in each of the last 2 years, and that's been the case.
Tipped around. Bruner. Oh my God! It almost went in. Oh my goodness. Oh my. If that would go in, I guarantee I wouldn't wait till the end of the game to hand out the milk award. I'd go to the store and buy a gallon right now and give it to her.
That would have sealed the deal right there.
Check this out.
Oh my, and the Shields instant replay. Bruner does a good job to keep the ball alive, and just in the motion of trying to keep the ball alive, actually got it up on the glass, on the rim, and almost in. And that she's still chuckling about it. Look at her. She's chuckling with one of these Century players about it.
Who is she standing there next to? Maybe they're talking about, boy, if that went in, you think I would have gotten an assist on it?
Yeah, she was
talking with Junt, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think Becky would want an assist on something like that because they both had their hands on the ball. Pickett into the lane, off the glass, a little strong. Ness there with another rebound.
You know, and Bismarck has done a real good job on the boards today. They've been able to maintain, stay even on the boards and not get beat big time on the boards by the much bigger Century Patriots.
And a rebound on the offensive side for Ness. Gossett spinning off the glass in traffic. 4 in the game now for Rochelle Gossett. Hughes, no good. Miller kept it alive. On the drive, a hip check thrown there by Jenny Saylor. Her second foul. And Steidler
21, Jenny Saylor, second personal foul.
Was the one creating the commotion.
16 fouls on Bismarck High, 4:05 remaining.
Junt up there quickly and in. Becky Junt, a junior. Century so senior dominated. I'll say Becky will be back next year. Bismarck had a lead of 11 after the first quarter, 10 at half, 10 at the third, and now it's up to 13 again.
Century now on the defensive end has got to start taking some chances, be a little more risky than they normally would, down by 13 with 3.5 minutes to play.
Miller tried to drop the pass to Steidler. And Saylor was the last one to touch it. Thank you. Up for three. Didn't look like Hughes quite was set on that three-point attempt, but since 0-0 has been in the game, she has been an enforcer on the boards.
Hasn't she? I mean, she's been establishing position, keeping balls alive, going to the floor for a ball, and Jessie Miller earns a trip to the free throw line because of that effort.
Where she has been 4 times here in the fourth quarter, has made 2. Stacey Meese back in, replacing Malum. Miller awaiting her second free throw. The free throws, sometimes, I guess in theory, should be the easiest shot in basketball because you're never contested, but like a 3-foot putt, sometimes it's the most difficult thing to do.
Foul number 12, Missy Steidler. Third personal foul. Meese at the big one, shooting 2.
First trip to the line for Meese, who on the year has done a very good job of 70%, shooting 2 in the super bonus or double bonus. Kirchhoffner and Hogue come back in.
I wonder what they're cooking tonight in the Jamestown Civic Center.
What do you think?
Smell that? I'm not talking about the smell from something overheating by our monitors. I'm talking about the food type of smell. I'm thinking caramel corn.
You think so? Well, we have a timeout here. We'll put the headsets down. We'll go find out what they're cooking and be back and tell you on the backside of the break what it is.
Almost half of all undergraduates in the country attend community colleges. Community colleges train millions of Americans at some point in our lives for the jobs we need and want, the careers we hope for, the kinds of lives we dream of. In South Central North Dakota, Bismarck State College is that community college. Bismarck State College. Awaken your dreams.
Bill Barth here. If you've been over to our lot in Mandan lately, you probably noticed we don't have a lot of Ford F-Series Super Cabs. Well, there's a reason for that. It's because we've been selling them, but the good news is I've got a bunch more coming real soon. Is it worth waiting a couple of weeks to save up to $1,500 on that new Super Cab? Come on in and put your name on one today. We put our money where our mouth is. Brand new 99 F-Series for just $14,914 or $217 a month. I'm Bill Barth, and I want your business.
It's pretty different for me, coming from South Fargo. I guess I couldn't have made a better decision. I had no idea we'd get this far, and I don't think any of us really did at the beginning of the season. East West Classic, we're all like, uh-oh, you know, problems, but I think it was like a learning for us, like a learning experience, because we all sort of thought the harder we play, especially like out in the West, it's a challenge. And I think we learned from that.
That is Amy Tripke talking about her move after 3 seasons at Fargo South, coming for her senior season to West Fargo, and what an impact she has made on the Packers, the glue kind of, if you will, that has pulled the team together.
Very rare that you would find someone in their first year entering a new high school and being an upperclassman and assume a leadership role, but that's what Amy Tripke has done this year. And she also reflected on the 1-2 start for West Fargo. But since then, they've rattled off 21 straight.
Off the held ball, will come back the other way. Century as Malum will check back in.
Back in the game.
Checking in for Ness, who, by the way, picked up her 4th foul on the last time the whistle blew. There's DeLone Sr. for Bismarck. Beth Hogue, who is a very, very busy gal in her own right, runs cross country, plays basketball. Kirchhoffner put it up, no good. Junt with it. This spring, Hogue is thinking about soccer along with track. Bismarck forcing another turnover. 2 minutes left in the 3rd place game. Baylor's open.
And Bismarck spreading it out, as you can see now, in the half court.
Unless you get a layup, but you don't anticipate Junt coming over and swatting it away. Very nice job defensively by the junior Becky Junt.
Century needs to shoot as many shots now as it can in a real quick time.
Saylor with the block. Meath triple teamed and a foul in the backcourt.
And I think she maybe got poked in the eye there too.
Must be like the funny bone because they're laughing about it. She got poked in the funny eye. They wouldn't be laughing, of course, because they think it's funny that it happened to her and not them. Kind of like you do when someone does smack their funny bone.
At the line, shooting 2.
Because if you did smack your funny bone, I would laugh because I would think it'd be funny.
There you go.
Because it happened to you.
And vice versa.
3 in a row from the line for Stacy. What was that?
I would feel the same way. Would something like that unfortunately happen to you sometime?
Beth Johnson back in for Bismarck. Emily Fuhr will come in for Stacy Meese, who has 8 points. Emily, a sophomore at 5'7".
It's pretty different for me coming from South Fargo. I guess I couldn't have made a better decision. I had no idea we'd get this far, and I don't think any of us really did at the beginning of the season. East West Classic, we're all like, uh-oh, you know, problems, but I think it was like a learning for us, like a learning experience, because we all sort of thought the harder we play, especially like out in the West, it's a challenge. And I think we learned from that.
That is Amy Tripke talking about her move after 3 seasons at Fargo South, coming for her senior season to West Fargo, and what an impact she has made on the Packers. The glue, kind of, if you will, that has pulled the team together.
Very rare that you would find someone in their first year entering a new high school and being an upperclassman and assume a leadership role, but that's what Amy Tripke has done this year. And she also reflected on the 1-2 start for West Fargo, but since then they've rattled off 21 straight.
Off the held ball will come back the other way. Century, as Malum will check back in.
Back in the game.
Checking in for Ness, who, by the way, picked up her 4th foul on the last time the whistle blew. There's DeLone Sr. for Bismarck. Beth Hogue, who is a very, very busy gal in her own right, runs cross country, plays basketball. Kirchhoffner put it up, no good. Junt with it. This spring, Hogue is thinking about soccer along with track. Bismarck forcing another turnover. 2 minutes left in the 3rd place game. Baylor's open.
And Bismarck spreading it out, as you can see now, in the half court.
Unless you get a layup, but you don't anticipate Junt coming over and swatting it away. Very nice job defensively by the junior Becky Junt.
Century needs to shoot as many shots now as it can in a real quick time.
Saylor with the block. Meese triple teamed and a foul in the backcourt.
And I think she maybe got poked in the eye there too.
Must be like the funny bone because they're laughing about it. She got poked in the funny eye. They wouldn't be laughing, of course, because they think it's funny that it happened to her and not them. Kind of like you do when someone does smack their funny bone.
Meese at the line, shooting 2.
Because if you did smack your funny bone, I would laugh because I would think it'd be funny.
There you go.
Because it happened to you.
And vice versa.
3 in a row from the line for Stacy. What was that?
I would feel the same way. Would something like that unfortunately happen to you sometime?
Beth Johnson back in for Bismarck. Emily Fuhr will come in for Stacy Meese, who has 8 points. Emily, a sophomore at 5'7". And a huge hand for Stacy Meese, who we talked about yesterday, came back 4 months after major knee surgery. A couple of months early.
Well, this is certainly going to be building blocks for Bismarck High going into next season when they return Meese and Ness, Gossett, Bruner, Saylor, Johnson, DeWall.
Everyone except Malum.
That's right.
Who is at the free throw line right now. We have Pape and Pickett and Miller back in for Century. Pam Weigel, number 53, in for Bismarck High. First time she has been in. And 31, Jenny Gossett, also in for the first time for Bismarck. Both Gossett and Weigel are sophomores. Malum makes the back half. And number 25, Lisa Bruner, a junior. There's a happy moment for the only senior for Bismarck, going out with a win, which is unique and a big accomplishment in its own right. Whether it's for 7th, 5th, 3rd, or the championship, only 4 teams are allowed to win their final game of the year. Jenny Gossett called for that foul.
Jenny Gossett, first personal foul. Jesse Miller at the free throw line.
And for the 7th time in this quarter, Jessie Miller to the line. I think it's not going to count as a free throw attempt. It'll go down as a turnover because she stepped over the line too early. He used to be able to take off as soon as it was released. Now it has to hit the rim. Here's Beth Hogue. She is quick on quick, Dan. Watch her run around for a little while.
Well, Bismarck got the jump on Century right away in the first quarter tonight. They came out more relaxed and had an outstanding shooting performance in the first quarter. Jumped out to an 18-7 lead and never relinquished that lead.
That's Pickett trying for a 3. Yeah, it was an 18-7 first quarter for Bismarck. And the shooting you were talking about in that quarter, 8 of 12. And Bruner picked up 9 of her 19. Pickett, nope. Here's Pape, and that has been the way it's gone.
There's a war on the boards right now.
But really, the one underneath kind of rolls out. Century gets it back again. Nikki Pape is over in the corner. That one spins out.
Beth Pickett, shooting 2.
Beth Pickett trying to score for the first time this evening. Had 3 rebounds yesterday, Pickett did, along with a couple of points, an assist and a steal.
Lee of West Fargo, Amy Tripke of West Fargo, Heather Stuberg of St. Mary's, and Tricia Steinborn of Jamestown, and the other 6, Lee, are unanimous.
On every single ballot, Natalie Bruner of Bismarck High, Jamie Hughes from Century, Amanda Krenz, who in this game came up huge, as you just saw, for West Fargo, Christy Kalander, who had 18 points earlier today in a win for South, Cheryl Kotzik, and Mary Perzo of Mandan. Mary Perzo, the MVP of this tournament, and here's more with her coach.